Hey everyone, this is Wei, and thanks for joining me here once again. For this video, I'm gonna be trying to draw something with these brush pen, and it's something that I got recently, but I really haven't much time to use. Um, it's basically, if you're not familiar with it, it's just basically a brush on one end, and then it's got an ink reservoir on the other end. That way, you can get a constant flow of ink onto the brush, as opposed to traditional pen and brush. You would have to keep dipping the brush. So, and it's got a really fine tip, so it's really cool. So you can get some really fine line, but again, this is ink, so no second chances on this. So for this video, I'm going to be drawing some portraits of Krysten Ritter, which most of you probably know her better from Breaking Bad or Jessica Jones. So I'm just going to try to do some portrait with this and see how it goes. All right, so first off, I am using marker paper, and I think for this kind of pen and ink stuff, you do need marker paper, because if you use regular, the plain print paper, it's really just kind of suck up the ink a little bit too much. So let me set this up. Now I'm going to be drawing a few of these, since they tend to go by pretty quick. So here's the pen, close up. You can see how sharp the tip can get, which is really nice. And then the ink reservoir is just at the end right here. Okay, so you can just change that whenever you're out. So it's very convenient. So let me see. Let me start. Pick a space. Okay. All right. Krysten Ritter. Got a really unique face, that's for sure. Let's see. I'm gonna start with the eyes. Can't draw too big. All right, I'm gonna go with the eyebrow. Let's see. So with this brush pen, it's nice because you're able to, get fine tips, but also if you push down on it, it's just like a regular brush, right? The tip. So you can get a really nice broad stroke with it too. And I'm really not very good at this. It's not something I'm used to doing, so I have to be very careful. I'll see if I come up with any kind of good techniques or tips for you. This kind of reminds me of inkers, right? Comic book days. Let's see this. So like the hair on the top, I can hit it pretty hard if I push down into it. Give me a nice broad stroke. Okay. And then for the light strokes, yeah, you just gotta be really light on it. Otherwise you're gonna push the brush down. Okay, so I got one side. I'm gonna push this down. Let's do the other side. I can imagine you could come up with some really cool styles with this kind of pen. So one thing I do notice is the lifting off. You want to tail off, and you get a really nice sharp edge, sharp tapering off. And then for shading, you probably have to do some of this kind of stuff, like it's kind of like regular pen and ink with a line to get that kind of shading. Let me see. Let's hope it looks a little bit like her. It's hard enough to draw a portrait, but to draw without making any major mistakes. Okay. All right. Let's go down. Let's see the nose, bridge of the nose. I'm gonna go straight down. No nostril. Usually, I think with pen and ink, you probably don't want to do too hard of a nostril. Generally, it doesn't look as good. You put too much detail on the nose. Okay, so I think I made her nose a little too short. All right, let's go down. Let's see her lip. Okay. Yeah, this is like drawing with this is almost like going to the dentist. Seriously. I'm sure if you get used to it, the strokes will flow very nicely. But so I'm doing this Very definitely have to be careful, and then you have to be mindful of where your strokes are. You gotta. It's more of a whole body movement almost. Your whole arms gotta move, or else you get wiggly lines. That's why pen and ink is really hard. Okay, let's see. Your hair comes down here, so I can block that off. Okay, I'm gonna come straight down. And okay. All right. That's the easy part, right? Doing the hair, just broad strokes. All right, coming down, chin. All right. Let's go on this side because it's kind of harder to go up than go down. So I'd rather start back up here so that we can come down. Well, at least I guess if I turn my arm, I can do that. But generally, I like going down better. It's a more natural stroke for me. I think for most people too. It's a lot easier to go like this than go like that. And you see a lot of artists, they start turning their papers around. That's so that you can get, that kind of stroke. Right? Ear. Okay, got a little earring. Okay, that part should be a little bit easier. Maybe a little bit messy. Okay. Then down. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of suggestive, not necessarily exactly to the reference, especially with pen and ink. I mean, a lot of it is just. If you do it right, a few strokes makes a whole difference. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Could be worse, I guess. Okay, let me go back to the eye. Let's see if I can put a little bit more emphasis and detail on it. Because really the eyes are the most important part of the portrait. How does that look? That looks a little bit better. A little bit more. Just correct this line up here. A little bit darker. Yeah, let's make it a little bit darker. Usually it's a little bit more attractive, right? It's like making the dark eyeliner on the face. Top. Let's exaggerate that, make it a little bit longer too. Okay, and then the lip, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's shade it in. Let's see if I can screw it. Let's see how bad I can screw this up. Okay, highlight. Trying to keep some of the highlight, so I'm just gonna go. She does have really nice lips, nice big lips. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. Well, it kind of looks like her looking at the camera. All right, eyes are probably a little bit too small, so I'm gonna adjust for that. Okay, so that's probably as far as I can go with this pen and ink. I think if I put in more detail, you probably end up mucking it up because this kind of stuff are supposed to be simple. So let me do another one. I'll scoot this over. Let's see how I can do it again. All right, let's try another one. Same piece of paper. Let's see. I'll try to sketch out. All right, let's go for the hairline right here. I think you've probably seen this image. If you search for a name, this one usually comes up. So I'm kind of blocking in. Let's see the hairlines right here. So I can push down, get the nice broad stroke, just fill in the area. All right, now let's go with the eyebrow. Let's exaggerate it if I can. Let's make the eyes really big because she does have really huge eyes. Filling in the pupil. Let's make it dark a little bit. Eyeliner in. Put it to the nose. Let's draw a little bit of the eyelash on the bottom. It's really nice with these pen. You know, you're able to get in just so cleanly and sharp. All right, let's go to the other eye. Down. Let's see. Here. Yeah, making the eyes a little bit bigger. Eyelash. Now, if you notice I'm not talking as much, it's because this is pretty difficult for me. I can feel it, you know, it's a lot tenser when you're drawing, you know, knowing that you can't really erase stuff. You know, you feel the anxiety of, you know, putting in the right stroke. It's not like pencil. You can always erase it or not. Just kind of go over it, right? Make it messy. It still works. All right, so let's see. This hair and hair right here. All right, I'm not gonna skip. No, I'm gonna skip this part because, you know, my hand's gonna be over. It's like if I fill in this part, I might put my hand over it, I'll end up smudging. Okay, so let's go back to the left. And let's see. All right, let's go straight down to the nose. Let's see your nose, right around where the eye is. Go straight down, that's the tip, right there. And then the nostril, very distinct nostril. Actually got a very sharp nose right here, so I'm gonna try to draw a really fine line right here. Just kind of go up a little bit. Okay. And then her lip, she's got her mouth open. Now the key to drawing with, you know, this kind of stuff where you can't erase is just, it really takes a lot of practice of, you know, measuring with your eye, you know, being able to see where things are already, even before you draw them. It's like if you look at this image, you know, if you can see the mouth already on the piece of paper, then it's a lot easier, right? Because then now you're just kind of tracing, even though there's no marks. Like it's like you're creating a mental image onto the paper, and it's a natural process. You know, it's like I do that whenever I draw. So you just see things, and the more you're able to see it, you know, the more accurate it is. Well, let's see on this drawing. I mean, on the reference, she's got a hand on it in her lip. So I'm not gonna draw that. So I'm not gonna make her lip too big. It's like she's pulling down her lower lip. So I'm gonna shade in the mouth, lip. Shade in her lip too. Try to leave a little bit of highlight to try to make it glossy. top is usually darker. Maybe not this one, huh? Nope, this one doesn't look like her, so I'm just kind of playing around. You can get some this kind of dry brush look to it. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so definitely a good exercise. All right, so that's my little experiment with this brush pen. These two little drawings. So one of them turned out okay, and the other one didn't. For whatever reason, it's just it's because you can't correct for the mistakes. So it's a really cool tool. I'm really interested in doing some more practice with this. But just for this exercise, I mean, I felt so tense. It's just something I'm not used to feeling when you're drawing. You're supposed to be loose and relaxed. And because I'm kind of new to this, it was just I felt so tense. My strokes were very tight, and you end up making mistakes like this. But it is very cool. It's got some incredible qualities. You can with the fine tip is pretty neat. So, anyways, if you're interested, you can always pick one of these brush pen up and have fun with it yourself and see how far you can get. So that's it for this brush pen, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.